Hey, you guys, it's Life of Nikki Lee podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well and living your fullest every day. So, in today's podcast, we're going to take a deep dive into part one on what happened to 20-year-old Caleb Wilson. He was a mechanical engineering student that attended Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This young man unfortunately lost his life after a hazing ritual gone wrong. So we're going to discuss several parts in these podcasts. We're going to talk about Caleb Wilson. We're going to talk about what happened and what may potentially happen and the outcome of this situation involving his death. And then we're going to talk about the basis and foundations of these Greek letter organizations and how they started versus what they have turned into today. So starting off, when we think about college, we think about the hope and dreams of our ancestors, being able to go out there and make an impact in the world, establish ourselves and seek higher education for ourselves. And this is certainly what 20-year-old Caleb Wilson wanted to do. You know, his father was a retired sheriff from Kenner, Louisiana. Obviously a Louisiana native who wanted to continue his family legacy and go and, attend Southern University, make a name for himself. College days are supposed to undeniably be some of the best days of our lives. And although, yes, it is challenging, it's definitely worth every fight because this is going to be your mark on the world. This is what you are going to do. You're going to build those lasting relationships with friends in college. Now, when you talk about Greek letter organizations, it is a part of college life. It has been a part of college life, especially HBCUs, for a very long time. Most times these organizations have great networking. Becoming a member of them does well for you. You get to meet so many people and you get to make close connections and ties into the corporate world as well. So when young Caleb Wilson wanted to join Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, he definitely had his hopes and dreams set out for him. A very skilled trumpet player. He was a member of the Southern University Marching Band, also known as the Human Jukebox, undeniably one of the best marching bands in the South, hands down. He was a proud member of this band, and he also wanted to join a fraternity in addition to that, which was Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. Now, on the night of February 27th, something went horribly wrong when he was participating in a hazing ritual off campus where he got hit in the chest by a member who is this guy right here, Caleb McRae. Now, I don't know if this is the only guy who's going to be arrested. There are other announcements I'm sure that will be made. But this guy right here, who was a graduate of Southern University, is supposedly responsible for, striking Caleb Wilson and causing the injury that ultimately caused his demise. So from what we know right now, Caleb McRae, he has been taken into custody. From what I understand, there are more arrests that will soon be made because, of course, we all know he didn't do this by himself. He's being charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter. Everybody knows that hazing is illegal, especially in the state of Louisiana. And it doesn't matter because you see people talking about, oh, it was off campus. I know I specified that myself. But the reason why I say that is because they like to pinpoint those specifics because they like to say, well, it wasn't going on campus, and the university isn't liable and the organization can't be. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Because that chapter was affiliated with Southern University, on campus or not. Hazing is illegal. And this young man was a student there. This young man was dealing with the affiliation of a chapter that's a part of an organization affiliated with the university. So yes, everybody's liable here. And another interesting point that I want to make is that this warehouse they were in, that was the owner or sub-owner, whatever you want to call him. It's also said that he, even though he denies it now, it's also being said that he's a member of Omega Psi-Phi. And he adamantly denied it. I don't know if he truly is a member or not. When I saw things online, I didn't see where he had any of pictures of the organization on his social media. But I think that this is a little weird that everyone claims they didn't know about someone having access to this warehouse. I just think that's a little weird. And I'm going to tell you something else, guys. Just like this guy, Caleb McRae, he was an old head. He had obviously already graduated. He's 23 years old. He had obviously already graduated from Southern University. You know, he was still affiliated with these members. So God only knows how many other rituals he's been a part of. What's really sad for me, and I have to pinpoint this, and I want everyone to just really think about this. When a young man loses his life, especially a young man who didn't even get to have kids, when his life is taken, you're wiping out his whole bloodline. I mean, just really think about that for a second. This man will never get the chance to get a wife, have kids, continue his lineage because of this Greek letter organization that he wanted to so badly be a part of, which should have showed him the correct brotherly love instead of beating the hell out of their pledges. There's nothing brotherly about that. And again, we're going to, as the deep dives go on, we're going to discuss the basis and the foundations and the purpose of what these organizations were supposed to initially be founded on. They were supposed to be the best and the brightest, going out in the community, being a part of something. They were supposed to protect each other. And what some of these organizations have become today is a nightmare. And that's why you see a lot of people denouncing and turning away from it because, and trust me, we'll get into it. It's idolatry all day. It's idolatry. It's demonic. You know, you're basically pledging your allegiance to a false god. And I think people really, and again, I'm not trying to slander any organization. If you know that you don't partake in a bunch of foolishness and you know that you put God first in your life and you don't have the hey, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you know that you are behind the scenes doing the dirtiest of the dirty in the name of what you think is in honor of the organization, you're kidding yourselves. There's nothing brotherly about what happened to Caleb. The whole basis and purpose of these organizations are supposed to highlight education. It's supposed to heighten you. It's supposed to take you further in your life. You build networks, you build meaningful connections. That's what it should be. Promoting education, not degradation. That is what it is supposed to be, especially pertaining to your community of people. So what went wrong, and where have we missed the mark here, people? But we're just getting started. You guys stay tuned. We're going to get further off into this. On the next podcast, we're going to be talking about the hazing rituals. We're going to be talking about what really goes on behind these closed doors. We're going to talk about some personal testimonies. I'm going to share with you a little bit of my personal experiences. Leave your comments down below. Are you a member of a Greek letter organization? Are you still active? Are you inactive? This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I'll see you on part 2, guys. Bye.